Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, August 21st, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. We got the Google August 2026 spam update rolling out this week and completing this morning. Gemini 3.7 Flash is in Google Search AI mode. Google Ads updates, Microsoft Advertising AI Max news, and so much more. So definitely stay tuned. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Yahoo. This episode is sponsored by Yahoo Scout. Yahoo Scout is an AI answering engine built for people who need answers. Ask about news, local recommendations, entertainment, technology, and more to get a clear, trustworthy response with transparent, cited sources and helpful visuals. Backed by 30 years of Yahoo search experience, Yahoo Scout makes it easier to find, understand, and act on information. Try it today at scout.com. Okay, so we got the Google spam update, the Google August 2026 spam update, which started rolling out on August 18th, a couple days ago, 2.5 days ago. It started at around, I think, 12:30 Eastern on August 18th, and it took about 2.5 days to roll out. Google said that we released the August 2026 spam update, which applies globally in all languages. The rollout may take a few days to update. It's complete. And it basically said this is a normal spam update rolling out to all languages and locations and so forth. Those who think that the spam update started before, Google said no. Google always says that. The spam update didn't start before they announced it. I mean, not hours before. It could have started hours before, but it didn't start days before, like 2 or 3 days before the spam update was announced. And then this morning, Friday, August 21st, at around 4:50 p.m. Eastern, Google announced that the update was completed. Again, it took about 2 days and 16 hours to actually fully roll out. Again, normal spam update. So if you were affected by this, I see a lot of chatter about this, but again, only those actually who are going against Google's spam guidelines should be affected by this. Google hasn't changed their spam guidelines, so nothing new, but they actually refreshed the algorithm and so forth. So definitely take a look. There are complaints. I have some list of those complaints and so forth, but with any update, there are complaints. And then Google announced late on Friday last week that Gemini 3.7 Flash, their latest Google AI model, is now powering some of AI mode in Google Search. Specifically, and I asked Google this a while ago, and Google actually announced that it's obviously its most intelligent workhouse model for coding agents and so forth. But they also said now it's powering Google Search, specifically AI mode, specifically for paid subscribers, those who actually pay Google for Gemini Pro, those features. So you will see 3.7 Flash if you are a paid model. If not, you won't see that yet. And it's no news about AI overviews and stuff like that, so I assume it's not released for AI overviews or anything else. Google also announced that we do not roll out updates prior to the announcement. John Mueller was asked this numerous times over his career, and he said it again, no, we don't do that. Some people think they do that, but Google's John Mueller said, no, we don't. He said, we don't roll them out beforehand. We try to get the announcement as close as possible to the actual button pushing, which sometimes is challenging due to time zones. But again, it's probably hours, doesn't take 2 or 3 days for Google to announce an update. And then Google Performance Reports had another bug this week, specifically with the generative AI search features, where it stopped tracking impression data for that AI generative search. So AI mode, AI overviews, it stopped tracking impressions for that on August 13th, according to Google. Google fixed it the day after and so forth, so it is updated, it is working, but Google did have a single drop, and you might see a huge drop in your generative AI report in terms of impressions, and you might also see a drop in the main Search Console performance report because that pulls in that data as well. So keep that in mind, it is fixed, but the data on August 13th will forever be broken. Also, there's a little note, there is a little gap in the crawl stats report. I didn't cover it yet because this happens fairly often, but there's a gap in the crawl stats report, which happens, and Google usually fixes this, so I'm keeping an eye on it. Hopefully it'll be fixed in the next day or so. Also, there's a spiking in the number of complaints about favicons disappearing. We always see people complaining about favicons not showing up in the Google search results, but there's a huge spike in those complaints. I saw several examples, some of them improved, some of them not. I quoted some examples, but Rajan Patel from Google said he's looking into the issue, and hopefully there'll be an answer from Google soon on that. Google said they will soon support the HTTP query method. This is something for HTTP status where Google Search doesn't support it yet. It's a new method for HTTP querying, and it's called HTTP query method. And Gary from Google basically said as the ecosystem catches up, Google will then support it. Right now, Google does not support it, but it is a more efficient HTTPF method, and hopefully Google will support it soon, and more people will use it soon. And then Google decided to pause the AI-generated images and AI overviews. We reported last week that Google is showing AI-generated images in AI overview, which we thought was horrible and really, really not great experience for publishers, and maybe not so much a great experience for users, although they probably like it. On Monday, the following Monday, Google's Robbie Stein said this was a small experiment and we're no longer running. It's basically saying we stopped the experiment, they're not going to run it right now, maybe they'll run it again, but right now they paused that experiment. Google is hiring a product manager for content automation. Talking about irony, Google posted a job listing talking about we want a product manager for content automation. This is a job based in Boulder or Pittsburgh. Pretty interesting. It's just funny to see Google actually post something like this because content automation was against Google's guidelines in rapid speed like this forever, and even is today. And then Google may be showing video carousels less often in the Google search results. This is spotted by Jonas Slickler, who shared a chart of the Fortune 1000 brands that it was basically a huge drop. It was around 40% at the high, or a little under 40%, and it dropped down to like almost 5% in terms of the video carousels showing for them. The Semrush chart went from like 30% to about 20%, so it's a big drop there as well. But it looks like Google showing fewer video carousels in the Google search results. And then Google has updated its preferred source button, where you can now actually include a embed JavaScript stuff, would actually make it more interactive. So the preferred sources button, which basically lets searchers actually say, I prefer this source, and you show your content more in Google search and across Google search. Now, if you use the JavaScript embed code, instead of it taking you off the website into a news and then you leaving the website forever, it now lets you just have an add button, and you add the button, and once you click add, it takes you back directly to who you were. So that's a new updated, improved feature for that. And then Google seems to be bringing back Google Post Insights, where it shows how many people viewed your Google post in Google Business Profiles. I don't see this yet, but Mohammed Hussein spotted this. He said Google Business Profiles are now showing the view counts. This is something Google had years ago and then removed it, and it looks like they may be bringing it back, which is great. And then also Google on the local side is also seeming to be testing a revamped Q&A feature. Google removed the Q&A feature across Google Business Profiles a while ago, and now Said Amir noticed that it seemed to be a revamped Q&A feature rolling out. It might be just India, I'm not sure, but it is interesting to see that, and we'll keep track of that as well. Then Google Trends announced a bunch of new features, including the ability to explore maps and also a regional breakdown. It's designed these new interactive maps for clearer data storytelling, and you could now instantly spot regional trends and capture visual insights for your audience and explore where behind every search with our new intuitive map feature, Google said. So that's pretty cool, and check out those Google Trends, which may help you figure out content ideas. Then Google Ads has this new enhanced matching option under Customer Match. Google writes that this expands your audience reach within your consent user limits. And the match user consent allows users to publishers' consent when users are available. And there's a whole new help documentation around this, which Greg Finn found. This was initially spotted by Joey Binder, and Greg Finn found the actual content in terms of the help document. So take a look at that. It's a new feature that some people are seeing in the Google Ads section. And then Google Ads also announced yesterday that there's new Google Ads and AI Max experimentation and planning features. Specifically, the features like A/B testing capabilities, brand and location parameter options, and a new performance planner predictions option. So definitely take a look at that as well. There are new features there. And then Google Ads also is testing a new reviews layout with supersized review stars. This is spotted by Sasha Patel. Here's a screenshot of that. Google Ads is also testing the ability for Google Ads to actually find site links automatically for you. This is spotted by Arpan Barniji, who posted a screenshot of that. Here's what it looks like. It basically gives you the ability to add more links to your Google Ads listings. Google Ads released version 25.1 of the Google Ads API this week, so there's a bunch of new features there. It's a minor release, but there are some new features there. And then Google Local Service Ads has massively updated, which is even though they're migrating to Google Ads in the future, all these updates will actually go along with that. And it seems like Google's still investing in local service ads. They added pre-badge ads format. They added a bunch of expansionary features for verticals. Like they expanded the verticals significantly, like not just high-level categories, but they broke it into very sub-level categories. So I posted about this morning. You can take a look at all those changes, a lot of changes with the local service ads. And Google promises me that all these features will go over in the migration to the new Google Ads platform. Microsoft Advertising is rolling out new AI Max globally for everybody. They were testing this for a while, and now AI Max is available globally for all advertisers. This was announced by Nava Hopkins, the Microsoft Ads liaison. So that's cool. And also, Microsoft Advertising announced, and Nava Hopkins and the team I sent got an email from them that they are removing Max CPC. It won't be available for new campaigns starting October 1st. I assume in the future it won't be available for existing campaigns at some point, but right now, new campaigns after October 1st will not be allowed to use the Max CPC option. And then Bing is testing larger images in the sponsored results section. So this is spotted by Sasha Patel. Massive images as opposed to smaller images, which is really cool as well to see. ChatGPT is expanding to 31 European regions. They didn't say all the 31 regions, but it includes Germany, France, Spain, Italy, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Netherlands, and Austria, but other ones as well. And they're going to be expanding their ad platform greatly in the near future. And then Apple has added thousands and thousands of new IP addresses to Applebot to crawl from. So this is spotted by Ryan Siddle, who wrote on LinkedIn that it looks like Apple might be entering the AI race with a new flavor of Apple and Siri. And they added thousands of new IP addresses for Apple. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we cover it over at the Search Engine Roundtable, SERoundtable.com. Again, thanks to Yahoo Scout for sponsoring. Check them out at scout.com. Everyone have a healthy, safe weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.